Chapter 25, Killdeer Farm on the Outskirts of Chokecherry. Casey's head was swirling on his ride from Bismarck to Killdeer Farm. If Gunnar was paying bribes to state officials, he may have more top cover than Casey imagined. His mind went back to P's and Q's the other night when he first ran into Gunnar. He remembered Gunnar bringing drinks into the VIP section where Leo, Gleck, and Geronimo were hanging out. Truckee said Gleck was a powerful businessman in Chokecherry. Could Gleck be orchestrating or funding Gunnar's operation? Divot marks from his kickstand dotted the ground outside Hondo's barn, and he parked General P in his designated spot. He slung his helmet and backpack on his bike. There was the clip-clop sound of a horse's hooves on the gravel. Hondo was trotting toward him atop a brown-spotted Appaloosa horse. Casey waved and pulled out his phone, following a vibration. Piper. Just leaving Teddy North. Might be a couple minutes late. Need to go home and glow up. Feel free to get us a table and order drinks. Casey. Sounds good. Safe travels. What are we drinking tonight? Piper. Normally a Jack and Coke girl, but since I have to drive, I'll just take pop, juice, or water. Casey. You bet. Looking forward to it. Nice exclamation point, Casey thought. Just play it cool, will you? Oh, she put a heart on my last message. Yes. Afternoon, Casey Clay. Hondo pulled the reins on his horse. Same to you, Hondo. Casey put his phone away. About yesterday, I'm really... Say no more about the matter. I appreciated your letter this morning, and I accept your apology. Beautiful horse you have here. What's her name? Casey moved his hand slowly, careful not to excite the horse. He rubbed the side of her head and down her mane. Carmel. Easy, girl. Just saying hi. The horse nickered and leaned toward him. You have a way with animals. Hondo dismounted. It tells me something significant about your spirit. Yeah, what's that? Hondo led the horse into the barn and Casey followed. Animals have a way of revealing the good or bad in our heart. A person with hate in their heart might have reached out to Carmel and she may have moved away, pinned back her ears, or even charged at him. She responded just the opposite for you. I grew up around animals and nature. Guess I've always respected animals as much as I have people, sometimes more so. I feel the same way. Especially when people shoot a mother buffalo and her calf for no reason. Gunnar, were you able to follow him? Yeah, I did. Thanks for the heads up. I followed him down by Bismarck. Tell me about it. Hondo led the horse into her stall. Casey filled Hondo in on the surveillance and the man from North Dakota's oil and gas. What do you think? Sounds like a bribe to me, Hondo said. Wouldn't be the first around here. They transitioned to Manito's stall and his eyes lit up when he saw Casey. Manito came right over to greet him with a nudge that shoved Casey's back into the wall. Whoa, Manito, you're packing a punch. It's amazing how strong they are at such an early age. Casey fed Manito his bottle and played a game of peekaboo with the calf. Manito bounced around when Casey hit his face and would charge at him when he opened his hands like he was trying to give him a hug. Manito still had a slight hobble, but it was improving each day. Hondo smirked as he watched them play. So, what's the next step with Gunnar? That neighbor I told you about at the campsite who went on surveillance with me? His name is Truckee, and until yesterday I thought he was just a truck driver. It seems like he has a more complex past than I thought. People are like icebergs. Sometimes all you see is the tip above the water, but there's a whole invisible core lurking below the surface. I'm learning that. Anyway, Truckee said he has an idea brewing and he's going to share it with me tonight. I'm also going to brainstorm some ideas if I can find time to clear my mind. Also found out Gunnar booked a flight first thing Saturday morning out of North Dakota, so we have to move quick. I'll be around, so please keep me updated. I may look past my prime, but I'm still an extra set of hands if you need backup. I'll keep that in mind. You said in your letter you're up for training with the buffalo helmet. Should we try it? Of course. Casey petted Manito's head and closed the stall behind him. And really, I feel bad about... Did you already forget what I said? Hondo patted him on the shoulder. We need to focus on your training in Gunnar, not dwell on the past. Follow me. Carmel hung her head over the stall and Casey rubbed the side of her face on the way out. He grabbed his backpack from his bike and checked his watch on the walk over. 4:52 p.m. Won't be able to train too long today. I have a date tonight. Hondo paused and looked over his shoulder. He studied Casey's eyes and curled the edges of his mouth into a grin. If the excitement of hunting criminals doesn't keep you in Chokecherry, falling in love will. This is a good thing. I won't keep you long. Hondo picked up his pace. It's just a first date. Casey saw something move out of the corner of his eye. The same striped cat was in the barn shadow with the tail hanging out of the side of his mouth. He dropped the dead mouse to the ground and swatted around like cats like to do. Guess the cat only has to win once, he thought. Casey followed Hondo into the dojo and saw the buffalo helmet sitting on the bench where he'd left it yesterday. Did you bring your vest and clubs? I've been keeping them in my pack. Casey unzipped his backpack and strapped the vest on. An email notification came up on his phone, a message from Geronimo. Casey, unfortunately you are no longer being considered for a full-time position or internship here with Mr. Geronimo's company. You're welcome to attend the lecture tonight, but please don't inquire about positions. Mariah, on behalf of Mr. Geronimo. That doesn't make sense. First he tries to call me at Knife River and now he has Mariah tell me they're no longer interested in me? What's going on? You should think of your gear as an extension of your clothes, much like a law enforcement officer would never leave home without their service weapon and badge. You never know when you'll need them. Do you understand? Casey turned his phone over and looked up at Hondo. I do. He picked up the furry buffalo helmet, pulled it snug on the crown of his head, and looked in the mirror. I thought about this last night and this morning, and you're right. Buffalo Man provokes a lot more fear than my unkempt beard, and it's way better than what Truckee suggested. He thought I should pretend to be a rock star who plays 70s rock songs out of boomboxes while I chase criminals. Truckee's onto something. Music and theatrics can help throw fugitives off. But more important for your safety, when you attack a skip as Buffalo Man, they may freeze enough for you to apprehend them and avoid getting yourself hurt or killed. It's an added benefit to what I mentioned about the symbolism of the persona. Now, get into your Jeet Kune Do ready stance and try your combos with the helmet on. Casey slid in front of the bag and struck his clubs with a 3-hit combo. I can hardly tell the helmet is there. It doesn't affect my vision or my strikes. Hondo didn't respond. Casey turned to him and saw he was beaming. Why are you so happy? Hondo brought a hand to his heart. I've waited a long time for someone like you to come along. If you could see through my eyes, you'd know how important you can become to the city of Chokecherry. You really think so? Casey touched the top of one horn with the back of his hand. It was sharp as a needle. Hondo nodded. Is it okay if I take the helmet in my pack after I finish training today? It's yours to keep. I trust you'll know when to use it.